Good morning. Coldest morning on the homestead since we've lived up here. -7. They're actually calling for -21 in a couple of days. So this is going to put everything to the test, see how everything works. It's going to be interesting. It's cold out this morning. It was a beautiful clear sky overnight, and it's still that way. So that's why it's so cold. It is nice having the water out here. Let's hope it works. The Heatmaster outdoor wood boiler is working amazing. It's keeping the house. It was 71 when we left, and that is going to feel so nice when we get back in this morning. Oh, it is cold. It's kind of crazy. It was warm out yesterday with that sun. It heated the house up, that greenhouse side, really good. And now it is chilly this morning. The sun's supposed to be coming back out. Don't know what the high is. It's not that warm, but I bet the sun will feel good. And I'm glad we kind of have an indoor-outdoor project today. We're going to be doing both, inside and outside. So, hey, it's better than working outside completely. I don't know if you heard that little cracking. That was a tree cracking. When it gets this cold, the trees will freeze, and then you'll hear it crack. It splits them. So when you're walking through the woods, if you see a line up the tree and a split, that's from being cold like this, and they split and crack, or crack and split, however you want to say that. You look a little chilly.
Very.
Today we're going to be working inside, outside-ish. We're going to be working on our custom cabinet, which that part's inside, but a lot of the cutting and stuff is going to be outside.
Oh man, I forgot all about having to do something outside.
Right? We don't got a workshop, so we do need to do some of the bigger stuff outside.
When we designed this kitchen, I had envisioned having a cabinet here for all my gadgets and stuff. My toaster, all my things, my dehydrator, all that. So that's why we have these plugs here. So now we're getting to the point where we're wanting to do a backsplash, but we need to finish stuff. Why we need a backsplash? Because we don't want stuff all over the walls, and that's what happens in the kitchen.
We picked out the tiles for the backsplash, but like Gina said, we need to finish this off because this cabinet is going to be as tall as those cabinets coming across. So that's where the backsplash will stop over here. So this will give us a good edge. So we're going to have it laid out so we can put all of her appliances. We just need to figure out the correct spacing. So it's exciting to be able to get this part done. So we're going to put a hood vent in. So when we're cooking in here, we got like bacon smells or fish smells or just steam if we're boiling a lot of water, we can suck that up and out. We want to get the hood vent in before we put the siding because we're going to vent that out outside. So if we can have that hole already in the wall before we side that backside, that would be great. So we kind of need to jump on in here, and it's cold, so it's perfect time. We kind of saved some of these projects for the colder days because we knew we were going to get them.
So because it's been a little bit, I had planned on putting certain things in here, like my toaster. Well, we have eliminated the toaster because we got a new toaster oven because with having solar. So if we can not use the oven and use a toaster oven, it saves a lot that way. So we got a new toaster oven. The toaster oven has to have space on each side and above, so that's not going to go in here. And neither is a toaster because, like I said, we eliminated that. So now I'm going to put my KitchenAid in here and a couple other things I had already envisioned. So things in my mind have changed a little, so we'll see what it comes out looking like.
So yesterday when I was at Lowe's, I picked up their KitchenAid or stand mixer drawer pull-out. So I want to figure out how we can incorporate this into this custom cabinet. This cabinet's not going to have a front on it. It's going to be opened up more like a bookcase. This is what Lowe's has.
It looks too wide.
I was thinking it wasn't wide enough. We got to figure that out. That's the big thing. Is it too wide? Is it not wide enough? So that's why I want to start with this and then kind of build the cabinet around this if it's going to work, and if it's not, figure out something else. Let's get this figured out of how it's going to work and get some measurements. We can see if we can use this one or if we got to build our own. So it looks like it's going to go pull out this way. Yeah.
I was hoping so because I didn't want this blue to show.
So it's a soft close. So the nice part about this, it acts like a drawer, so we'd have it over here, you could pull it out, have your stand mixer in it plugged in, and you could be using it, and then take your bowl out, push that away, it'd be back where it's gonna be, and then you could go on doing your business. So hopefully that works. If not, we'll have to design something like it.
So we got the hood vent way back when we ordered the cabinets, because when we were designing this, we didn't want to design it and then not be able to find the hood vent again, because sometimes, a lot of times, it's hard to find things or find the things that you had before. So we do have that, and it would be good to get installed. I've never had a hood vent before, but I've had like a microwave with a vent. I don't know if I really used it, but it would be nice, especially because for canning and all the things, having the steam go in the hood vent. So we are excited to actually get that installed as well. I really liked having that there for a while, so now I'm gonna have to get used to it being gone.
That's right. So cabinet can go to there. We're 23¼ inside. 23¼ minus 1.5 is 21.5 on the inside, and that's if we don't do any trim. And we could actually come in an inch because we need to be 20.5 on the inside. And we gotta figure out what we're gonna have on the front. So I think if we do that, if we did the box and made the inside of the box 20.5, then we're gonna make it a little bit wider. So if we wanna have, yeah, we're gonna go a little bit wider. We'll go as wide as we can with the box, and then we can trim it out for the inside area to make everything work. All right, so the first thing I need to do is I need to make the base down here for the cabinet. I want to have a toe kick on this cabinet that we're making. I want everything to match and make it look just like a kitchen cabinet. We have matching paint, so we're all said and done. It should look like it came with all the kitchen cabinets that we bought. That's the goal anyways. That sun feels amazing. Can't believe how much it warms it up, or at least makes it feel warm. The workshop is air conditioned today.
Well, if you missed it and you're like, why are you moving to a different project and not finishing up your stone? Well, because it is actually cold. It's not super cold at the moment. It's cold, but not super cold. But at night, it's getting really cold. So we need the glue that we're using, the caulking we're using, it needs to be able to, it only goes to certain temperatures. So we need to take a break from that right now and have an indoor project, which I guess is kind of indoor-outdoor project because...
This is where our workshop is.
Right. I forgot about this part.
Frozen. Nothing like working in this cold temperatures. we can go inside for a little bit and put this together.
So this is the base of the cabinet. So once you get the base, then we can just build up. Just that easy, right?
All right, let's get this put in place and see if it's gonna work the way we want it to. So this is the way we did the custom cabinet we made for the sink. So I'm just going off of how we did that. Wrong way. I hope. Yes, that works. All right, so we gotta rip it down to 23 1/4. Curious to see how the Craig jig works with this saw. All right, that worked really well. Gave us a nice straight edge. We're gonna do the same thing to the other side. We're gonna go stick this inside so it can stay warm. That should do it. All right, that'll do it for the two end pieces. We have more, but I'm gonna have to cut one down to length, and I gotta cut the little toe kick spot in one, so we gotta go figure out all that stuff now. All right, 21 7/8, you gonna hold that? And then we need to go 4 5/8. You got that?
You bring it in to bring it back out.
All right, we gotta notch this corner. So the loggers are starting to cut over here shortly. I can hear them working their way over. They're gonna be clearing an area so we can put a pole barn and more animal stuff on that side of the pasture, so we can keep all of the pasture for feed and then have their housing on the other side in the future. So it's exciting to hear the progress getting closer this way. And then they'll move to that side and start working on Gina's secret garden. Let me get a piece of sandpaper and I'll just ease those edges so we don't got to worry about chipping anything. Perfect. This Milwaukee saw doesn't work as nice in here as the DeWalt one did. I think it's a little bit too big for it.
So now you need to get another one.
I think if I get another saw, it'll be a track saw, which is basically the saw and this all built together into one instead of having two separate things. But it kind of limits you what you can use it for. Alright, so we gotta cut this one in half again and have two sheets. And this is going to be like our floors and our shelves, and then we'll trim everything off with popple 3/4 inch boards. Bottom one's going to be a little bit wider than the rest of them, so I'll cut this one first, and then we can figure out all the others. Alright, so this is going to be our floor. Like so, I am going to go get this side, we're going to rest it in place. Me and Gina both see things differently, so we're going to get it up so we can both visualize it in place, and then we can figure out all the proper shelf spacing, and then we can continue on building it. So that's the bottom, this is the inside. And go like that. So we'll have it trimmed out with board, so you'll have a finished edge here. The big thing's gonna be is we're gonna want the pull-out rack for the stand mixer right around countertop height. Bam. So you can pull that out, use this, and we're just gonna figure out our shelf spacing off of that.
I want to put the KitchenAid in there, which originally I had wanted, but then I didn't think it'd work. So now that's gonna go in there. I want to be able to have my dehydrator, and there's a couple other things I want to be able to put in there, plus have room for, like, maybe at the bottom have a couple baskets, or the top shelf maybe for cookbooks and stuff like that.
That's where we're gonna want the top of our slide, so our shelf would have to be 2 inches below that, top of that shelf. So
So what we're gonna do is 11, 14, then when I go it's 21, and then we'll have 18 and 18. So that should be able, this will be for the KitchenAid, then dehydrator, and then we have cookbooks or whatever we want to put there, and then I can put baskets on the bottom or some pots and pans or something like that.
all right, I like that right there. So I'm gonna mark it on this end.
Tanner's trying to get his supervisor role back. No sleeping on the job. had people ask us, why are you doing all this stuff? This is just a harvest house. Well, right now we are living here and we don't know how long we plan to, or maybe this is our permanent home. We do have dreams though.
We want to build a main house, we'll call it, but nothing huge. Now that we have the harvest house built and we know what we can use in here for a lot of our stuff, and we have the main house, we can build a smaller like cabin over there, and then off of the smaller house we'll have a full basement, walkout foundation, because we love those. So we designed it so we can build it into the bank and have a walkout basement, and then we'll have just one more floor above that. And then connected to that, we want to have a mudroom of its own, and then off of the mudroom we want to have a big garage slash workshop off of that, and that'll be the biggest part. And the reason we want to have all of it in this area and connected is the outdoor wood boiler we oversized. That'll heat up to 10,000 square feet, so we want that to heat the harvest house, the main house, and then the garage and workshop, so that way we can have one wood source to heat everything outside. We don't have to have a mess anywhere. And so we're up here in the north, it gets really cold. Tomorrow it's supposed to be like -21. So we want to make sure that we have heated areas, and we don't want to have different heat sources or different wood stoves that we always got to go run out and heat different buildings. So like the harvest house, if we want to be able to use this, we want it to be heated. We don't want to have like a wood stove in here, and then a wood stove in the house, and a wood stove in the workshop. We just have one source, the Heatmaster outdoor wood boiler. That'll heat everything on thermostats affordably. It's not like oil or propane, it's all wood, and we can get the wood off of the Homestead. So that's the goal there, to have a good size workshop someday will be nice.
And we have the solar, we have the septic system, we have everything set up for that area, so that way we can have it and it's already here in place, so we don't have to do it again. So we put a lot into it at first, but we have a bigger vision and it's already in place.
Right.
So, and before we kept calling our big house. Now that we have this and we've been in here for a little bit, we know we still would like to have a main house, but it doesn't need to be big.
Right.
And things that we're doing in here, we plan on using this. This is going to use our harvest house. This is going to be where if we do canning, any kind of preserving, stuff like that, that will be in here, so that we are going to keep utilizing it even if we're not here in this right here.
Right, we'll be using this all the time. We've designed it. We have the concrete floors, we have floor drains, we have epoxy. We've designed it so everything's easy to clean up. So if we're out here butchering, processing, we make a mess, it'll be easy to wash down, hose down, and everything will work that way. Same way when we do a tile backsplash, that's gonna be for easy cleanup. The greenhouse room, that's for seed starting. That'll always be heated, even when we're not living in here. So we can start our seeds and it'll have a heat source. We have our commercial sink out there for watering, for when we're butchering our chickens. And like Gina said, the septic system we designed that to do this building and the main house. So the main house will tie into that septic system. So the septic system's already done. We oversized the solar, and that's one of the reasons we had to build this house, is you gotta have a heated area for your solar. We didn't wanna have to heat a separate building for the solar. So we can just run our power from this building to the main house to the workshop and have all of our power over there as well. So we're kind of ahead of the game when it comes to the main house. For a lot of the bigger things, those are already done, and we can just tie into all of that. That's the big picture, is to get this into a bigger off-grid farm with more animals, and with a main house, a shop, and we're gonna have a pole barn for the animals, for equipment. We just don't know in what order. That's always changing. So.
Yeah.
All right, let's get this glued up so we can get ready for our shelves.
coming out so nice. It's actually coming out so far exactly how I had envisioned in my head. Sometimes when I have a vision and then I tell Al about it, then his vision is different. So this is really coming out exactly. So I must have described it well, right?
All right, so we'll have to fill these holes in, but that is good. We're gonna let this dry overnight before we do anything else to it, so that way we don't have to worry about it racking and getting out of the position we want it in.
Let us know what you think, if the cabinet is going to be a good addition to the kitchen, if we should have left it the way it was. This has a purpose, so right now the wall has a bunch of plugs, and that is why, because this was always in the plan in the kitchen. So I want to do a custom one because that was the only way to get the one that I wanted, is to build it.
I think it's gonna clean up the kitchen and kind of just like finish it off, and it's gonna end like the kitchen into the living room. Like right now it just kind of like all flows into. This will stop it, and then we'll have a good break for our backsplash. And we'll have a nice place to put all of our kitchen gadgets. I'm gonna drill out a circle here and then make like a U so we can run our plug down and plug it down low for the KitchenAid, so when we pull it out, you're not seeing it come out from above. It'll all be hidden from below, and it'll just give it a nice clean look. So can't wait to see what this looks like all finished and installed.